What if I told you that the face staring back in your mirror is a lie, just half the truth? We believe we are the sole bearers of human history, the final note in an ancient song. But is that really who we are? When we look in the mirror today, we see a single face, familiar, modern, human. But that reflection hides more than it reveals. Beneath the skin, behind every cell, the lives of many others echo. Neanderthals whose bones still pulse through our cold-adapted genes. Denisovans whose high-altitude lungs still whisper in some of us, breathing thin air. Floresiensis, tiny keepers of forest shadows. Naledi, dancing in cave dark. Luzonensis, perched on an island, fingers curved for climbing routes, toes telling of journeys we almost forget. Recent studies suggest Homo luzonensis lived in the Philippines between 50,000 and 67,000 years ago. Yet with features so strange, a mix of very ancient traits and advanced ones, that they challenge what human was supposed to look like. Meanwhile, Homo naledi, a creature with a small brain, possibly walking alongside us about 250,000 years ago, may have intentionally buried their dead. Meaning, ritual, meaning. A sophistication we once thought unique to Homo sapiens. We like to think evolution is a ladder, but it's more like a forest of branches, some thick, some thin, most lost now, but all once vivid. You may carry in your blood the strength of Neanderthals' broad shoulders, powerful bones built for cold nights and hunt. You might house in your lungs echoes of Denisovans' adaptation for thin sky, where every breath is a challenge. Even more surprising, the bones of Homo naledi were found deep in cave sediments that show signs of deliberate burial, not geological accident. They may have carved walls, they may have mourned. And Homo luzonensis? Just a handful of fossils, little teeth, finger, and toe bones. But they tell of someone small, who perhaps climbed trees, used tools, lived at the edge of imagination, at the boundary of what civilization ever saw. Yet, we tell ourselves that only one species inherited all this, that we are the culmination, the peak, the final story. But that may be wrong. Perhaps we are not the end, but another chapter. Perhaps humanity was never meant to be a solo performance. Maybe it was always meant to be a symphony. Open loops. Whom did Homo habilis share the fire with? What thoughts echoed in the mind of a Neanderthal standing on glacial plains? What songs or fears did Floresiensis know in the dark undergrowth? What did Naledi feel when cradled in cave shadows? These are clues scattered across our genome, our fossils, hints that we are stitched together from more than one story. We lost them. We lost voices, ways of being, feelings we cannot reconstruct. But we inherited something too. The world they shaped, the bloodlines they forged, the silent companionship of those who came before. So when you peer into a mirror again, know this: you are not just one face. You are many faces layered within. You are the echo of Naledi rhythms, of Floresiensis whispers, of Neanderthal strength, of Denisovan altitude. And when you believe you are the conclusion, you may be the continuation instead. Because humanity was never one story, it was many. And you are the living tapestry of that multitude. We are not the smartest. We are not always the strongest. We are the ones who endured. Us. But them? They are not gone. They live in our bones, in our shadows, in the stories we tell, and the science we pursue. If this stirred something in you, hit subscribe on Prehistoric Shadows. Let's remember together. Let's explore the forgotten echoes, the hidden branches of that great human tree.